Hey, it's Joe Hobbs.
Hey guys.
All right. Well, welcome to Fundamental Friday. My name is Sean Womack. I'm the marching percussion committee chair, and we're going to put together the fine folks at PAS over the next few Fridays. Are going to put together a couple of sessions on some fundamental things and what is more fundamental than rudiments. So our guest today is going to be Mr. Joe Hobbs from Vandegrift High School and the Bluecoats. And we're just gonna drum for the next 20 or 30 minutes. Joe's gonna lead us. We got some PDFs. If you have questions, shoot them up there. We'll try to answer them. What's up, folks? So, anyways, well, without further ado, let's grab some pads and sticks. Joe Hobbs, take it away. Let's drum and have some fun, guys.
All right, here we go, guys. If you have access, try to open up that PDF. The exercises we're going to use are pretty straightforward, but if you want a kind of copy of it, they're mainly breakdowns of the paradiddle rudiments. So we're going to kind of fly our way through them. First one we're going to do is just the basic paradiddle. If you don't know that rudiment, it is right, right, and then off the left hand, left, right, left. Two together. Okay. The exercise, once again on the PDF, we're going to do our breakdown. The very first bar of this, yep, there it is right there, is that buck pattern, alternating bucks. So our first measure, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and off. Measure 2 keeps the accents of the same hands. It adds that low double or the diddle in the paradiddle. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. Third part adds the herta or the 1 E and rhythm. Still accents on the same hands. 1 E and, 2 E and, 3 E and, 4 E and, 1. And the last measure puts it all together for us and builds our paradiddle back up for paradiddles. Okay, I know I'm going fast. I want to make sure we get through all this stuff. So let's all play the full exercise. I'll tap it off. Here we go. The full paradiddle breakdown. So to the bucks, the 1 and a bar of that, the 1 E and, 1 bar of that, and then 1 bar of paradiddles. Here we go. 1 and 2 and here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 E and, 2 E and, 3 E and, 4 E and. Again and one more time. Awesome. And the goal of that, guys, is trying to make sure the accent stays the same. The sound quality of your accent stays the same all the way through the exercise. For that 2 more times, once again, listen to your accents. Are you making the same sound all the way through? Same exercise, paradiddle breakdown. And 1 and 2 and ready and go. A little quicker. 1, 2, now 1 and 2, and here we go. One and 2 again and. Off. Awesome. Let's keep moving through our paradiddle family. That's the very first one. That's our paradiddle breakdown. Next one down, if you guys can see it on the PDF, is our double paradiddle breakdown. It's going to follow the same structure as what we've done so far. It's going to have our basic 8th note check, then our accent to our low double, and then our herta, and then the rudiment kind of filled out. The double paradiddle, if you're not familiar with it, guys, it is the very end of this exercise. The sticking, right, left, right, and then off the left hand, left, right, left, back to back. So let's work our way through this exercise real quick. The double paradiddle breakdown. We've got our 8th note check. It's in groupings of 3. So the first 2 bars. Off. Once again, trying to get that same accent sound on every accent you have. I'm also sending with the taps. To think of what I call the sound file. meaning that everyone's seen the sound file. It's got all the waves in it. What you're shooting for is to see a spike on your accent and then a straight line on your taps. We don't want to see a bunch of waves. We want very precise accents and a consistent sound on our taps all the way across. Again, here's our first 2 bars, double paradiddle breakdown. 1. Next version adds that low double, so I have my accent, tap, low double. Again, 2, and same chunk, and. Awesome, I'm going to keep moving on. The next part, on measure 5 of this, is our herta. Again, 1 and 2 and measure 5. And then finally, we rebuild our double paradiddle. Last 2 bars, 2, and here we go. Awesome, let's try that whole thing a little bit slower. Ready? The whole double paradiddle breakdown. 1 and 2, and here we go. Once again, consistent accents, consistent taps. Listen to your sound a little bit quicker. 1 and 2, and here we go. Lastly, make sure on your accents you're getting a really relaxed sound. Make sure you're controlling the stick but not squeezing the stick. We don't want to lose and get a thin sound. We want to relax, just open tone. Get you a big full sound as much as possible. Let's go again. Double paradiddle breakdown. Here we go. And 1 and 2, and here we go. A little quicker. 2, and 1 and 2, and here we go. Ready again. One more tempo for fun. 2, and 1 and 2, and here we go. Awesome. And the last one we're going to break down for today, moving ahead to our triple paradiddle. Once again, the same structure. If you're not familiar with the triple paradiddle, it is 8 total notes. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right. Again, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right. Off the left hand. So 2 back to back. Okay, and once again, this is going to follow the same structure of this breakdown that we did on a paradiddle and our double paradiddle. So the triple one, the first 2 bars, we have our accent tap again. Start with me, and 1 and 2, and here we go. Awesome, one more time. Sweet, and then we have our accent, tap, tap, double. Measures 3 and 4 on the PDF. Go again, and 1 and 2, and same thing again. One more time. Awesome. Now moving on to our herta. It's the next line on there. We got 4 of those guys. Let's play the herta. 1 and 2 and. Again, trying to get a nice, open, warm sound on your accent, not over squeeze it with those back fingers to stop the stick. Controlling, not squeezing. Same thing. 1 and 2 and. Awesome, and then finally we have our 4 triple paradiddles. Awesome. Let's try the entire triple paradiddle breakdown. I'll start a little bit slower in terms of tempo. So here we go. Now 1 and 2 and here we go. 1 and 2. A little bit quicker. 1 and 2. Stay relaxed. Listen to your accent sound. Is it consistent? And I think this rudiment in particular is a little tougher. We have the long extended parts of singles before that double. So you're trying to make sure those taps sound the same all the way through. Instead of any discrepancies in terms of the sound quality. So you want to even sound from the E and all the way through to E and after that first accent. Right? So again, whole thing, triple paradiddle breakdown. And 1 and 2 and here we go. Awesome, a little bit quicker. Here's the tempo, is that right now? 1, 2, and 1 and 2 and. Again. And one more tempo for fun. Here's our right note. And 1, 2, and 1, 2. And there we go. There's your 3 paradiddle breakdowns, your single, your double, and your triple paradiddle breakdowns. There's one more, we'll come back to it after we get through the paradiddle pyramid of the Paradiddle-diddle breakdown, which isn't on your PDF. We'll go through that here in a second. But I want to go down to our paradiddle pyramid. So what we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to kind of build what we just did. So the first thing, it's called a pyramid, we're going to stack. We're going to start with our paradiddle. We're going to play 4 of each of these guys. So 4 paradiddles, then 4 double paradiddles, then 4 triple, then work our way back down. 4 doubles, and then 4 singles. So once again, this is on towards the bottom of the handout, measure 24. Let's go through it slowly, and I'll try and say them out loud as we go through. We're just going to go straight through. Okay, so what you got? Here you go, paradiddle pyramid. 1,
Hey, Joe.
Here we go. Paradiddle, paradiddle. Double. Here's the triple. Back to the double. To the single. Okay, let's do that one more time. 4 of each is the key thing. 4 of each. Now 1, 2. Here we go. Paradiddle. Double. The triple. To the double. Single. Okay. Let's do it one more time. I'll tap you out. Join it if you haven't already. Here we go. Do your best. Here we go. And 1 and 2 and here we go. Single. Double. Triple. Double. The single. And then again, the principles we talked about and the breakdowns still apply to this as it gets more complex. Are your accents the same sound? Are your taps the same sound? Are you over squeezing the stick to play your downstroke to get to that low double? And ask yourself again, on that low double, are you really getting that thing down to 3? Or are you getting what I call the wiggle, which is that down and you have that pop back up because you're too loose in your fingers. Trying to avoid the wiggle, which makes your paradiddles look like this. but kind of a lack of definition. Get a good firm downstroke, and then keep those taps down. Let's try the pyramid again. Same tempo we were just at. Here's the pyramid, and 1 and 2, and here we go. To the double, to the triple. Single. Okay, let's take our tempo up just a little bit. Here we go. Here's our 8th note. And 1, 2. Awesome. Go again. 2. Again and 2 and. One more tempo for fun. Once again, if it's a little too fast, do your best. Hang in there with the 8th note check. All good. Ready? 1, 2. Now 1 and 2 and here we go. Awesome. And one thing you can do with that, guys, we didn't talk about it much. One thing you can do is you can do the paradiddle pyramid with the same breakdowns with the other rudiments with. Meaning you can easily go 8th note straight through. So if I put the paradiddle pyramid with my 8th note check, it would be this. It's my paradiddle, my double paradiddle breakdown, my triple paradiddle breakdown, back down to the double, to the single. If I did the low double breakdown, it would sound like this in the pyramid. Same thing I can do the Hertha. And then fill it back in. So if I really wanted to, it would take a long time to drum through it on this, I could literally put those all back to back. I can go 8th note pyramid, straight into the accent low double pyramid, straight into the Hertha pyramid, straight into the paradiddle pyramid if I wanted to do that, which would be a great chance for you as a player to reference. Does your accent stay the same? As your sound stay the same as you add more and more notes into the pattern? Some other variations. I'm going to go a little bit slow on this one. I'm still on the paradiddle pyramid. Other than the check version, you could do double accent paradiddles, which I think is kind of fun to play. Meaning I would, instead of a single accent on my paradiddle, like the first measure, single accent, I can put an accent on the 1 and the E. So like this. So again, that first measure would be a double accent. So my double paradiddle would sound like this. Once again, just doing 2 accents instead of the 1. So then my triple paradiddle. So I did the first chunk slowly with double accents, it would sound like this. Right? So we can try that. It's a trickier pattern. Do my best to gear this this session toward with some easier stuff, maybe some more challenges you haven't done before. I think this might be one of those. Let's try the whole thing, see what you got. Double accent paradiddle pyramid. Ready? Here's our tempo. 1, 2. Now 1 and 2, and here we go. Pretty cool. Let's do it one more time. Do your best. 1 and 2 and. A little quicker. 2 and 1 Awesome. Last one you could do, so I'm gonna get two more exercises done. You can also do a second note accent instead of the first note. So as it's written, it's this way, this paradiddle. The variation I'm talking about would be putting the accent on the E's instead of the downbeat. So it'd be this. So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a off. If I kept going, once again, this is a tricky variation. If I kept going through the first chunk, 1 and 2 and second accent. Once again, that's putting it on the E. That's tricky. Just for fun, just to put the challenge out there, let's try and go all to the paradiddle pyramid with E accents. Do this once. Do your best. Ready? Here we go. Paradiddle pyramid with accents on the E. 1 and 2 and ready and go. Awesome. Cool. There we go. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep cranking. We got 2 more exercises, about 8 minutes. We're trying to give this a half hour. If you do have any questions, guys, please use the chat. I think a few of you guys have kind of started to use that a little bit. Hey, Aaron. Hey, Brian. Good to see you guys. Here is, real quick, before we do the next one, which is 7/8 paradiddle. It's on the bottom of that PDF. I do want to do a quick paradiddle-diddle breakdown. If you don't know that rudiment, it is right, left, right, right, left, left. So it's like a paradiddle. You just add an extra diddle at the end of it. Right, left, right, right, left, left. Cool? That's that pattern. So back to back, 2 in a row. These are all going to be off the right hand for right now. Right, left, right, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, left, off. So the breakdown is going to be similar. We're going to have a bar of just bucks. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and off. The next one is that high accent to the low double, the huckadick. So those together, 1 and 2 and start with bucks and so bucks, 2 and 3 and 4 and high to low double. Now the hertz is gonna be a little bit different. I do slide to the left hand, and that's our rhythm. It's right, left, right, right. Once again, the right hand's just doing this rhythm after that. That's the third measure. And the last one is all paradiddle-diddles. That's a quick one. I should have typed that one out and put that on the PDF, and I apologize. Let's try and do that one slowly. So let's get bucks, 1 bar bucks, 1 bar the huckadick or high accent to low double. The next one adds that first left hand, da-da-da-da, right, left, right, right. The last measure is the paradiddle-diddle as written. Let's try it. Let's do our best. Ready? Here we go. 1 and 2 and paradiddle breakdown. So 1 and 2 and 3 and the huckadick. Add that first left. Now the paradiddle. I know I'm going fast. I should have written that out, but I did want to introduce that rhythm before we get to 7/8 paradiddle, which was the last thing we do. Once again, if I'm going too fast on some stuff, or it's a little tricky, do your best. Once again, I just always want to present the challenge to people and make sure it's not too basic. So last thing I'm going to do is a really classic exercise, 7/8 paradiddle. This one's got a little tweak to it. I don't know if you noticed it. I like to add, this was the way it was taught to me actually, back when I was in high school. I like to add an additional right hand paradiddle at the end so it takes the pattern off the left. The basic version of this, it is 2 patterns in there, and it's all based off of paradiddles and paradiddle-diddles. So the first 2 measures are the same, and it's 2 paradiddles followed by a paradiddle-diddle. Sounds like this. Paradiddle, paradiddle, paradiddle-diddle. Off. Let's try that one more time. Just those first 2 measures of your 7/8 paradiddle. Ready? 1 and 2, and here we go. Paradiddle, paradiddle, paradiddle-diddle. That's the first half. The second half just inverts those patterns. I have a paradiddle-diddle first, and then 2 paradiddles. So here's measures 3 and 4, that same tempo. Oh, well, I'm sorry, I'm ahead of myself. The third measure the same. That last one adds 1 additional paradiddle. That's on measure 36. So here's measures 3 and 4, Here we go. And 1 and 2, measures 3 and 4. Paradiddle-diddle, paradiddle, paradiddle, paradiddle-diddle. 3 of them, paradiddle, paradiddle, off. If you did it correctly, you should end up on the left hand. Let's try that again. Measures 3 and 4. 1 and 2, and here we go. Paradiddle-diddle, paradiddle, paradiddle, paradiddle-diddle, paradiddle, 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 off. Okay, let's try it slowly. We're not going to do the repeat yet. Let's try it slowly, just the first 4 measures. Same tempo we were just at. Okay? Once again, it's all paradiddles or paradiddle-diddles. Ready? 1 and 2 from the beginning. Here we go. Paradiddle, paradiddle, paradiddle-diddle, paradiddle, paradiddle, paradiddle-diddle, paradiddle-diddle, paradiddle, paradiddle, paradiddle-diddle, paradiddle, 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 off. Once again, on that last paradiddle can be confusing. Don't forget to do that one more time. Ready? Same thing. 1 and 2, same thing. Here we go. How do we do? Do you get it on the left hand? That's the key thing. Okay, let's try it again. Now we're going to start off the left hand. Okay, so all these things are going to be based off the left because of that repeat. Okay, so let's start right at the top of the exercise, but we've done the repeat now, so we're on the second time through, which is left hand lead. Ready? Here we go. Left hand lead. 1 and 2, same patterns. Here we go. Three of them. Off. And that should put you back on the right hand. Okay, let's try that again one more time. Off the left, 7/8 paradiddle. Here we go. 1 and 2, and do your best. And if you're like me, when I was in high school, I could play paradiddle-diddles off the right hand all day long, and the first time someone said play that off the left, it just blew my mind. So if you're one of those people, don't feel bad. I was in the same boat. But it's great practice to work this exercise off the left as well. So let's try it. Let's do the whole thing. The entire 7/8 paradiddle forwards, both times off the right, then off the left. Let's see what you got. Ready? Here we go. 7/8 paradiddle all the way through. 1 and 2, and here we go. Off the right first. Three of them to the top. And we're there. We made it. We made it. Let's go again. Ready? 1 and 2, and ready, and go. Back to the top. Awesome. Let's flip the tempo just a little bit for fun. Hang in there. Here we go. Is our 8th note. And 1 and 2, and ready, and go. Off the left. A little quicker. 2. Now 1 and 2. Awesome, awesome. I got a few minutes left. Let's try and throw in a few little quick variations like we did on the paradiddle pyramid. These are for fun. Don't expect to be able to study this, but I just want to present the material. So when you're bored, you're sitting at home like we all are right now, you can kind of work on something a little additional. Let's try the double accent. We did this on the paradiddle pyramid, meaning I would just put 2 accents instead of 1 all the way through. I'm just going to play it. Ready? Same tempo we were just at. So the double accent. Once again, slowly would be that. That's that pattern. So we did the paradiddle pyramid. You can also go second note. This one's tricky. Don't switch to the side with this one either. Once again, putting accents on the E instead of the downbeat. That's another option. Another one that's a good one to work some chops is just all up and all rebounded. Kind of exposes my left hand a little bit to the sound quality for sure. But that's what I got. Don't feel overwhelmed with that. Hopefully you're not, that wasn't too much. Just want to once again give you guys things. I think for me, you know, I always run the best when someone presented something to me that I had to kind of go off and kind of woodshed that, just break that down on my own and figure it out and just drum it and go as slow as I can. So some of the things I might have introduced might have been too fast, and that was kind of intentional so we can get through a lot of material. Don't be frustrated, start slow. We got nothing but time right now. So spend your time, invest your time to get better every single day, and hopefully this gives you guys some tools. So that's all I've got. If we've got any questions, once again, I had a blast with you guys today. Any questions, guys? Yeah.
Hey, Joe. Could you maybe talk about, first of all, thank you a ton for doing that. That was awesome. And I think we all have plenty to do over the next week. But could you talk about maybe how you introduce that to your students at Vandegrift? Is that something that they come in like at the middle school level knowing? Is that something that you introduce when they get there? Do you do that? When do you drum that with them?
Yeah,
just talk about that for a hot second.
Man, I'll be honest. I think one of the hardest skill sets to teach high school groups is the accent to a low double. Because I think most students, when they're playing roles in the beginning, they're very front fulcrum, and they're kind of making diddles happen by just squeezing here and not really doing anything in the back. And because of that, when they see that on the paper where they have the accent, they see the diddle, their fingers immediately want to drop off. So you get that wiggle we talked about real briefly to get that. So we go really, really slow, really, really break that down. This guy a lot. Over and over again. Just first of all, making sure we have the stopping of the stick. And really it's all about these back fingers. And once again, I tried to do it a couple times, not squeezing the stick to get the downstroke, but they've got to be doing something. They've got to be engaged, or else you get that wiggle. You know what I mean? So so we just start. So we do teach in my beginner class. We do teach that 7/8 paradiddle on the paradiddle pyramid. Super slow, no accent. You know, all rebounding, just to try and get that vocabulary in their heads as quickly as we possibly can, and then obviously we develop from there. But that's a great question.
Hey, one more. Is that something, I know maybe, you know, some folks that saw Vandegrift at PASIC this past year and listened to the group play. Are there times that you're out there with that ensemble that you guys go back to this stuff? You go back to just the bucks and just the breakdowns, or just something simple like we were doing earlier? Is that something that you guys get?
Yeah, we do. We do this twice a year. It's what we call the deep clean. And we literally go, man, like a bar at a time through the book and break everything down to eighth note structure or check structure. And it usually takes us, honestly, about 2 weeks to get through the book. We do it right before our first contest of the year and then right before our last contest of the year. And what that does, like you were saying, it really goes back to just the fundamentals of, am I stopping the stick correctly here before I play that double? And make sure, and then we're getting the right tone. Are we over squeezing? What is our sound quality like? But man, we go back to basics a lot. I think sometimes the students aren't a big fan of it because it's not the most exhilarating rehearsal.
Sure.
But I think they always look back and appreciate it. I usually get asked now, you know, the kids are like, when's the deep clean, Hobbs? When are we doing the deep clean? It's like, we got another week, guys. It's on, you know, the calendar. We know this is working. But absolutely, Sean. And I think that's crucial. When you're working at home, you know, if you're working on a snare drum solo, you're working on a drum corps audition, don't just learn what's on the page, guys. Go a level deeper. You know, if it's a paradiddle exercise, it's all 16th note. Break down the 8th note version of that. It's going to make your foundation better. It's going to make the quality of sound better. So, absolutely.
All right. Well, great. Well, awesome, Joe. Well, thanks so much for leading us in that and kind of maiden voyage of Friday fundamentals. We're going to do this again over the next couple of weeks.
There was one more question, John, I guess.
What's that?
No accents. Somebody, yes, just put it up there. You could totally do no accents. So go real quick on the 7/8 paradiddle. and it'll expose, like it just did to me, an unevenness of tap sound. But the no accent one is a 10. If River asked that question earlier, that's a great variation. Absolutely. Sorry, Sean.
No, good. Yeah, just make sure if were there any more questions. If anybody had anything, we'll definitely stay here and answer them really quick. And awesome.
That's great.
Well, good deal. Well, yeah, thanks again, Joe. We're going to do this again next Friday with times and people and places. So drum this stuff this week. Thanks for joining us, and we'll do it again soon.
Thanks for drumming, guys.